Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm showing you how to make my favorite breakfast pastry. This is the Maple Pecan Danish. So as you may know, as I've mentioned on my Instagram earlier, that I'm currently in the UK studying a master's program, and every time I have to make a run to the supermarket. I might forget the essentials sometimes, but I will never forget to get a box of these Maple Pecan Danishes from the supermarket, and they are so delicious. They are so incredibly addictive. You are not going to believe how easy it is to put this together. So let's get straight into this recipe.
The first thing we want to do is toast our pecan nuts. So here in a baking tray lined with parchment paper, I have spread these pecan nuts really evenly and preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Then pop them in the oven for just about 4 to 5 minutes. They will start to smell really nice and toasty. Once they're out of the oven, grind them to a fine powder like this and then plop it into a bowl. Now in this, I'm also adding some light brown sugar, some sea salt, and then I'm going to add some melted salted butter, and finally I'm going to add some maple syrup. Now if you don't have maple syrup, you can also use your pancake syrup that you get in stores. Maple syrup is a bit expensive, and so sometimes what I like to do is switch it up with pancake syrup, and it tastes really good even then. So I'm going to take my spatula and I am going to just mix this really well until it forms a nice thick sort of like a filling. It should be sticky and it should clump together like this. Also, all the ingredients and their quantities, they have all been mentioned down in the description box below, so do check that out. As you can see now, it's clumping really well, so we'll keep that aside. Now we'll start making our maple pecan danishes. So here I have some store-bought puff pastry, which I have let it thaw for a little bit before using, so it's just easier to unroll it. And then based on the size of your puff pastry, you will divide that into rectangles, and then using your knife, you're just going to make downward slits on either sides of the rectangle, and you are also going to cut the top off like this. So this kind of helps you create a parcel. The center of this rectangle essentially will hold our filling. So you're going to take about 2 teaspoons, 2 to 2.5 teaspoons. You can just eyeball this, and I'm going to add that in the center. You can see how nice and sticky that is. It clumps together really well. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. And now what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this around, and you're going to do it a certain way. So you'll pull the end over that filling, and then you'll alternate between the slits on either side of the rectangle like so, until you have a parcel that looks sort of crisscross in shape. It's really very straightforward. So you can see this video demonstration here. That's exactly how you're going to fold the slits over each other. And finally, then you will take the base of that parcel and seal everything in. And you'll repeat this with all the other rectangles that you get, and you'll place them on your baking tray lined with parchment paper. Now here I have a mix of some maple syrup and milk. You can again use pancake syrup instead, and I'm using a pastry brush and just combining these together. And I'm going to brush these over my parcels very lightly so they get a beautiful golden brown color as they bake. You can also give it an egg wash with some maple syrup if you are okay with using eggs. And then finally, as a finishing touch, I am just going to top these off with some roughly crushed pecans. And now these will go in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 18 to 20 minutes. You will turn the tray halfway through the baking process so that these parcels bake evenly, and 20 minutes later you will have your maple pecan danishes ready. So let's pop these in the oven. And here we have our maple pecan danishes all ready to be enjoyed. Let it sit at room temperature for about 5 to 10 minutes. And now you can transfer it to a wire rack to cool completely, and then you can just dive right in. I love having these with a cup of coffee. It's just so good. Look how lush that filling is.
So guys, this is it. This was my recipe for the Maple Pecan Danish, and I am not gonna lie, while I was filming and photographing this right behind me actually, I did end up having a couple of these, but that's no excuse because I do have to show you what it looks like on the inside and give it a quick taste test. So more for me. So this is what it is like, and let's break into it now. You can see how amazing that filling looks. I'll just have to give it a go. I'm just gonna go and finish the rest of these, or at least keep it away from me, otherwise I'm never gonna stop eating these. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you again in another video. Until then, goodbye and happy baking.